Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of my Croup Manor speed build. Today I'm doing the final floor, which will be a kitchen, dining room, and living room space. I just want to kind of hop in right away because I have an idea of what I want to do with the space already, so it's going to be pretty quick getting into it. So I immediately start by emptying out this area for a kitchen because I honestly don't know where else a kitchen would go in this place. I don't know where else seems to make sense to me except for here. So I am, even though that furniture there would make a kitchen hard to have in this area, but I said screw it, this is where I'm putting the kitchen. I feel like I did put a bit too much counter space. The area feels really big, but you'll see in a second that the other counterpiece is like one big counterpiece. There's no way for me to like have smaller counterpieces, so it ends up being a really long and big kitchen. It feels too open to me. I think that's because I'm used to my kitchen, and mine is like an alleyway style, I guess you would call it. I'm not really sure what we call it. Basically, it's you're surrounded on both sides by like the fridge and some counters, and then in the very end of the alleyway is my stove. So I'm used to being able to just like be at the stove and then turn around, there's the refrigerator, and but this, I feel like I do fill up the space nice. It's just I don't keep the fridge where it is because it ends up being I don't know, because it ends up feeling like where am I gonna put the stove, and then I'm like, you know what, the fridge can go the other place. I do, so that's actually a modded fridge from the fridge mod. It's basically it doesn't do anything like the Nuka thing that it comes with makes ice cold Nuka. The fridge doesn't do anything, but it does give happiness, and I was so sick and tired of that stupid get your population to 100 happiness by doing a bunch of random crap. So I decided to, I use a lot of mods that give like literally all new items are basically happiness added, like food and stuff is and all that jazz. I love that saying, and I should say it more. So I picked this stove, but it doesn't match, and that pisses me off. I really hate that it's such a different color blue. It's also a stove that your player uses, and then you can assign someone to it, and I will be assigning someone to it because in this world that this character basically makes, indentured servitude's a thing. It's basically like it's slavery, but she doesn't call it that because she's evil. I should mention this. She's supposed to be an evil character, so like I'm not condoning it. I'm just, that's who she is. It's because I wanted to be evil, and this is the only evil I can be in this awful RPG game. But I just slap a light and I'm like, I'll come back later to decorate. And then I moved on because my brain, I think I found a barrel and I'm like, I want to do the entryway now. I wasn't really sure what to do with the entryway because it's weird. It's too big, but it's just a weird thing. So I put some crates and barrels and said, oh, this is just where they drop off, supplies right in the door, lazy, near the kitchen and all that stuff. Because Cynthia wouldn't have to worry about moving any of this stuff. That would be her servants, which is who would also man the stove. And I do find this cute little bundle here, and this is Creative Clutter. I'm pretty sure. I need to start watching these videos in bigger vision. Yeah, so it's Creative Clutter, and it's like outdoor tools. And I thought, I'm gonna put a lot of plants in here because that would make sense. It takes a lot of resources and a lot of caps to be able to like have a sustainable like garden and stuff in this world. So like there's gonna be plants all over the place to say, hey, I have tons of water and tons of fertilizer and all this stuff to make beautiful plants. And this is me getting sidetracked finding a giant oil painting that I was like, oh, where am I gonna put this? And then a cuckoo clock, which a little some of the stuff in Creative Clutter does kind of clash with the aesthetic of the game, but honestly, it's some of it's really nice. And then I do decide to put a flag up here because it's free happiness, and also Cynthia is pure Minuteman. It's basically supposed to be like a very militarized Minuteman, and I'm very happy I said that word without fucking up. And so I put a couple flags around because she's just like, yes, the Minuteman. They're gonna be. She's basically. I like to say she's like, if the basically she's like the Enclave, but she didn't know the Enclave existed. But she's basically them, and she would be great friends with them. Which sucks that there's like none. I mean, I don't particularly care for the Enclave. I hate I'll say it now. I do not like the Brotherhood of Steel. I am so bored of them. No offense, but honestly, they need to something more interesting. And honestly, the Minutemen were not that. They were not as interesting as they could have been. They're quite boring. I will say this. I'm getting off topic, but honestly, it's me decorating. Let's just do some story times about how I feel about Fallout 4 as I decorate this kitchen. So unlike a lot of people, I don't hate Preston Garvey. I really like him. I feel like because he's a trigger for like reoccurring quests, his AI is very obnoxious, which is I have a mod that makes it so he doesn't really talk to me very often, which honestly actually doesn't help because I need settlements, and some of them do not activate if he doesn't say, hey, they need help. But anyway, I feel like people get so sidetracked about his annoying AI, like, him being meant to be a character who gives radiant quests, so he's constantly saying, hey, here's a radiant quest. But, like, people tend to ignore his background. Like, it's really sad. And yeah, some people will be like, oh, I have actually heard this, by the way. They're like, oh, he's like an idiot because, he let all his men die. And I'm like, he was in a tough situation and he's suicidal and everyone is so mean to him. And I'm just like, stop being mean to Preston Garvey. He is like the second best companion. Yeah, no, that's a little too generous. He could be more interesting. He's funny sometimes. Oh, when you bring him to Jamaica Plain, he has a good laugh, and I think that's cute. But, like, other people really shit on him, and it sucks. Because I do like Preston a lot. I mean, my favorite companion is Deacon, which honestly, water is wet, sky is blue. Someone's favorite companion in Fallout 4 is Deacon. Because he's just the only one who I genuinely, because I think he's funny. I'm really into his type of humor. I really like Deacon. I mean, I like Piper, and Kate's okay. I think it's a little interesting that she seems to be the only companion with general growth. Which is weird because, spoiler alerts, you find out Dance is a synth, but after that there's no, like, change in how he feels. He doesn't, start being like, synths aren't so bad. He's still very pro-brotherhood, which is weird. Well, with Kate, I hope I called her Kate before. I feel like I called her Cass, and I don't know why. I hope I didn't. Anyway, with Kate, it feels like she changed. You do her quest, and she, like, gets mad at you if you do drugs. And it's like, no other character changes like that. At least not I'm aware of. So, yeah. Kate gets the most character development, Deacon's the most interesting, and people are too mean to Preston. And Hancock's cool. Hancock would be the second favorite, because Hancock's pretty cool. I mean, everyone loves Hancock. And if you don't, you're lying. You love Hancock. Anyway, I started in the dining room. So I feel bad because I really had no, like, idea of how to decorate the living space right now. So I'm gonna save that for off screen and then you'll see it in, like, the tour of the place later, which won't be right away. I should mention I'll probably save it on the back catalog, so you forget about this bit until later. Or I might not. I don't know. Maybe at the end I'll just automatically do a real short tour. I don't know. Oh, this popped and I was like, what? Okay. And so I just had to come and fix that. But sometimes things pop through the wall and I'm just like, oh, okay. Whoopsie. And then I immediately so I went in here. So this was one of the only few areas where I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I needed plenty of seating space, so I put two of those couches. I didn't want the most fancy couches because they're, one, smaller than this couch, and two, they're kind of ugly and they don't fit. So I went with the red couches that matched the red, what's the single person chair called? Just a single person chair, I guess. And then I decided to get rid of this door because there's like 4 exits to this place, and I just think in this time period of, worrying about raiders and mirelurks coming up from the ocean, less doors would be better. So there is still one more door out to the side yard, and then the two, well, one, obviously in the kitchen, and the dining room has one to the outside, which I'm just keeping to just, I don't know, just have a couple of exits. Not going to close all of them up, but I do close this one up. And so when I say I had an idea of what I wanted to do, all I knew is I wanted 2 couches and a fireplace. So I didn't know where to put the fireplace, because I was like, first I was going to put it on the back wall, but then I was like, how do I explain where the back of it is? Like, where is the smoke going? So I said, no, let's move it. And so I decided to put those 2 couches facing each other, and then have, just a coffee table in the middle, which was also from Creative Clutter, I want to say. I didn't put that stuff on there. I'm lazy. And less assets, the better. Actually, I wonder how that works. If that counts as less assets because it's one item together. I don't know how it works. But I decided to put it against that wall because I thought, that makes sense. Like, I push it so it looks like it's in the door, and I want to say, like, there's like, again, a hole in the back. The smoke just goes right out a little hole in the wood behind it, where the door used to be. Whatever. This is my canon. I think there needs to be fireplaces to keep things warm. There is a radiator asset, but I don't know how radiators work in real life, so I'm just gonna say that it would not make sense in post-apocalyptic time to have working radiators. Leave a comment if you know anything about radiators and whether or not they would work, because I couldn't tell you. So I decided, fireplaces in all the rooms to keep everyone warm. And then I had to make the carpet smaller, and then do it like this, because any bigger and it like with too close. I did this. So I'll get to that in a second. I hate moving that. I was like, crap. And then so I'll come back to basically what I didn't even remember what I was gonna say. I don't care. Carpet smaller, catchy fire, accidentally movie floor. Now I'm doing, so I thought, okay, upstairs I couldn't put that plant thing. I decided, how about downstairs? So there's a couple, cute little potted plants. They're not like resources or anything. This mod, I don't know which one this one is. I think it's like more harvestable. I don't know. Ugh, I hate when I can't. I really should remember it. Anyway, put the plants there. They're not for real. They're just like for aesthetic. But I like the idea that maybe like this is a work area where she takes there's a cute box of like seedlings. I think take seedlings and put them inside their own pots. So I don't know. It's a hobby, more plant stuff. But then, I thought, okay, I couldn't do upstairs, put some plants in the window upstairs, so why not downstairs? Yeah, see a sprouting box of sprouts. Very cute. Everything needs to be repotted. And Creative Clutter has pots with dirt, and then they have snappable plants, but I didn't want to have anyone coming into this area to work on the plants, so I said never mind. And I kind of skipped. I put a Creative Clutter lamp above the dining table. Well, forget my words. It's getting towards the end of the video, so I'm kind of going blah blah blah. So I decided to do this sort of like a pantry, because I honestly had no idea what to do with this space. I'm gonna find some more foodstuffs and just like make it like a food corner, Dining room has the food corner, because there's no I could make a physical pantry, but I don't want to. Oh no, that's a different building. Never mind. I'm like, didn't I make a freezer in one of these builds? And I was like, yes, I did. That is actually my what's the boathouse called? I forget the boathouse's name at the moment, but that will probably not be the next. Maybe that will be the next tour. It's kind of a medium-sized build. Yeah. So, once I'm done, I'll probably do one more episode of the speed build where I do the outside, and I'm debating about doing. I'm gonna save the basement for a surprise. So the basement will be a surprise for everyone because I can build in there with another mod. I'll put that in the mod description. It's in my list, which I'm debating on how to fix the list. But yeah, so this is the part where I decide we take a quick look around. I'm going to start doing this at the end of videos. I should be doing it on other ones, but, I'm still kind of getting into the groove of things. But, yep, this is the living room, kitchen, and dining room area of the first floor. I will be adding more stuff later, but, gotta save some stuff for the tour. This kitchen, I went a little, you can tell that I love kitchens. I went a little nuts. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Bye. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. I will be uploading every Wednesday. You can follow me on Twitter and on Tumblr, though do not judge me for what you see on my Tumblr. It is Tumblr. Also, feel free to drop a comment about, some tips and tricks you want me to use.